My ego told me to do this. Noah didn't want to do it. Some people don't know their order, so next up is Norman Savitt. And I'm Steve, by the way. So.
Hi everybody. Just before I get started with myself, I just want to say that I spoke to David Amram last night, and he sent me his regrets, and all of you his regrets he couldn't make it. He's playing at the Woody Guthrie Festival in Oklahoma yesterday and today. He really loved Tuli, and he sends his regrets. A long time ago I asked him, just for fun of it, who he thought was the hippest of all the beats that he had worked with. And he said, without skipping the beat, Tuli, of course. And I wasn't surprised. So, as far as my own self goes, Tuli was a hero of mine in the 60s. In his book, 1001 Ways to Beat the Draft, which meant quite a lot to me. It was a humorous book on the insanity of war. And in the early 90s, I kept running into him, and we became pretty good friends, which was a real thrill for me. I spent a lot of time with Tuli in his septuagenarian years, and a bit beyond that, from about 1993 to 2005, helping him with Revolting News, the cable video show we did together on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. He would come over to my apartment in Brooklyn every other week for about 10 years, and we'd go out and have pizza first, and then we'd go back and do these shows, and it was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. My late pet bird cockatiel, Arky, took a special liking to Tuli, and during the filming, he liked to stand on Tuli's head, and Tuli let him, and I think we made TV history with that. They had a real mutual admiration for each other. In time, Tuli called Arky the real brains behind our program. I think on at least one occasion, he called him a subcommandante Arky. I just put some of Arky's feathers in Tuli's pocket, so maybe they'll fly together in the great beyond beyond. Tuli had many endearing qualities. He was a unique and very gifted genius, but he was also a very fine human being, and he had a real dignity about him. Even though he had all those outfits where he was decked out in primary colors and all those pens and pencils sticking out of his pockets. I like that white sports jacket, the one he's in now, the one with the lines, you can play checkers on that thing. Then he had that green shirt, red pants, orange socks. So Tuli was open to new things. A lot of old people say, I'm too old for this, too old for that. Tuli was never like that. We sat down. It took a while, but I showed him how to use his computer and how to go online. Not that he was any great wizard with it. He did some copy and pasting, but the cutting and pasting eluded him. But he could Google like the best of them. And he Googled himself. And I asked why, and he said, well, I wondered if people remember me, which is a pretty ridiculous question considering how many people have come to see him today to send them off. He had this joke about his egomaniacal self. I'd like to talk about that. But he kept it in check. We traded crazy magazines and articles. Somebody was sending him Paranoia magazine. I think my friend Eddie Deal got most of those. Funny Times magazine. I gave him copies of Food Engineering magazine and Chinese Restaurant magazine, which had articles on, which matching vests waiters should be wearing. He liked that one. And Tuli was very open to people, no matter who they were. He was always polite, gracious, generous. He came to see me many times when I started to perform my own music around town, and I really appreciated that and his encouragement. It really helped me. Another thing about Tuli, he was here in the now. He wasn't stuck in his past or nostalgic about being some kind of former star. He was very much in the present, writing new songs, making new cartoons, reading new books, wanting to learn German if he could read Karl Marx and the original, etc. Of course, you could ask him about the old stuff, But he didn't brag or show off that he had met John Lennon and Lenny Bruce and corresponded with Henry Miller and knew people like that. He had that phrase, forever fast forward, and he stuck to it, and he was disciplined. Tuli didn't gossip, and he didn't talk badly about people. I never heard him badmouth anybody. He saved his vitriol for the powers that be, all the hypocrites, the warmongers, and all those greedy people. But he didn't badmouth people that he knew. So among other things, Tuli was just a great role model for getting older. With that great curiosity of his and his kindness and all those great qualities until he got sick, and then he was a total pain in the ass. But most people are like that when they get sick, so we have to forgive them. Samara and her posse from Maine, Brendan and Sky, and of course Thelma, and Sylvia and Noah, deserve many, many accolades for helping him this past difficult year. We're talking major self-sacrifice here, and they deserve our kindest thoughts. And my man Tuli was golden, and I loved him.